liberals or leftists in America will say, yeah, you support the NRA. You know, why do we have to have all these guns? And why do you have to have M16s? Why can't you just have a small little shotgun to protect your family? Well, because against tyranny, if the government eventually has weapons and they decide to come against me, why are you so paranoid? That was such a long time ago. You think it's going to happen again today? Stop being so worried about what happened back in the days. Okay. So then the same people will sometimes criticize and say, look at these Jews. These Jews are thinking another Holocaust is going to happen. Are you crazy? Something like that's not going to happen. Why are you so paranoid about it? You know, that was something that was because of a guy named, it's not going to happen again. These guys want everybody to feel so sorry for them and, you know, all this other stuff. And, hey, Armenians in, you know, Nagorno-Karabakh, you know, you guys are so worried about, Azerbaijan or, you know, Armenian. That was a long time ago, Erdogan. You don't have to worry. We're not going to do that to you again. That's not going to have. Relax. Why are you guys so paranoid? It's not a big deal. Let's just, you know, why are you guys, why are you so worried about, you know, Russia? They're not going to do that to you again, or Hitler, or all this. These natural fears that we all, even Muslims have the fear. So, you know, it's all America's fault. Look, all the money they made and they destroyed us and all we all have a little bit of that, right?
But it's not only about fears, it's about experience.
I'm with you. I lived in Iran 11 years almost. Yeah. So I know what it is to be bombed 165 times in a day. And trust me, as an 8-year-old kid, 6-year-old kids, you remember this stuff when we are escaping and I'm living in the capital while the war is happening. And I'm born 78, October 18th, you know, you and I are 4 or 5 months apart. So during the peak, I'm there. I witnessed the whole thing on what's going on, right? So with all these fears, realities, experiences that we all individually have where it becomes your truth, right? You know, as a people, we make fun of your truth, but it is truly your life. It's your experience, right? How do you maneuver between all these fears, prides, heritage, protection, values that you were raised by your parents, maybe the enemies that offended you, maybe the people that took away your father, your mother, a sibling? Everybody has it. How do you maneuver with all these fears, anxieties, and insecurities and still find a way to make sure World War III doesn't become a reality? Because we're kind of flirting with it a little bit right now.
Before I answer, I'd like to do a small introduction. I was born in 1979. Communism in Poland ended in 1989, 10 years later. I do remember queues for shoes, for food. I remember communism. I remember when my mother asked me to stay in a queue all night for shoes. I didn't get them. Was not enough.
Queue? What do you mean queue?
I was in a queue.
In line to get shoes?
Yeah. For the shop.
Your mom would say, wait in line to get the shoes?
Yes. So I had to stand there all night. My sisters were...
How old are you?
I was, I don't know, 6, 7. I do remember communism. Yeah, there you go. That's Poland. That's communism. And I'm proud that I'm here now in Florida speaking English. I had to learn Russian. You know that we didn't have. I never learned English at school. We had to have Russian. Having a conversation with you, because you are a perfect example of American dream. Look at this. Having your experience with Iran, Muslim radicals, and me, communists, and we are both here. I'm confident you are a perfect example. When we had this conversation about Islamists, not the Muslims, Islamists, you are the perfect example, and I am perfect example of the communism. You can win with extremism, you can win with communists, but you have to fight, and then you are successful. I would never say that I will be elected 4 times for the Congress and then for the European Parliament. It's a very, very hard elections, like really hard. And I wouldn't say never that someone will ask me in my life, if I'm going to run for president. And I'm keep asking, everyone is asking me about it. So my fear is rather an experience now when I'm 45. And it's rather being wise, being ready for what might happen, because in our relations with Russia, throughout the ages, from 15th century, we were victims all the time. The 70 years, I do remember that. We went from communism, 10 million people joined Solidarity in Poland, 10 million people. So if you're asking me about what we're going to do about Muslims, look what is happening now in Great Britain. People are on the streets. It's gonna spread. Other countries will join, and it's gonna be a conflict if politicians will not be brave to stop this madness. Nothing will change. People will go on the streets and will fight, because it's not about riots. It's not about political differences. People cannot trust police services. They have to protect themselves in many cases. In Sweden, I remember I visited my friend in Sweden, and he says, okay, I'll show you no-go zones. And we went to no-go zone, and in a car, I just took my phone. I was about to start recording, and there was like 30 seconds. They were running with the knives, and we had to run. You do have no-go zones where you really do not go. Police do not go. It's not like in Chicago that, okay, that's a gang neighborhood. You don't go there because something might happen. In Sweden, if you go to no-go zones, you are dead. So this madness, it has to be stopped, because we are responsible for this time on Earth, on this planet, which was given by God. And we're going to sit and cry, or we're going to fight. I'm ready to fight. And I'm going to fight politically. You've got a great tool. You're so popular. You have, and you can have people to show them that you are open for normal conversation. I wouldn't have this kind of conversation with CNN or Al Jazeera, or 2 hours, where you do not interrupt. It's something different. So I feel like at home, because it's normal. You can have a conversation even if you do not agree. You listen to your guest, and I'm trying to say rather to politicians, not to the viewers, to have balls. To be a man. Do not be afraid.
Very diplomatic. Yeah.
I'm trying to be as simple as possible.
Yeah.
If you do not have this strength, go to the business, do something else.
Tell me you don't love this guy. Tell me you don't love his patriotism, on how much he loves his country. Don't you just respect somebody that loves their country as much as this guy does? Well, listen, I love America, and I'm America first. If that's you and you believe the future looks bright, we have a new supply of the best hat we've been selling, the USA hat with the future looks bright on the side. Sport this especially for the rest of the year with everything that's going on. If you're a proud American and you believe the future looks bright, every time we announce this hat, we sell thousands, and then we have to wait 3 months to get a new shipment in. Click on the link below, place your order, sport the gear, USA with Future Looks Bright.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.